The Madman! Galakrond's Awakening, coming next week. 4 new cards revealed. Also revealed is the fact that this adventure is going to have a total of 4 legendary cards. We already know one of them. It's Reno. And now we know the second one. It's a Grand Lackey Erkh. 4 mana 2/3. After you play a Lackey, add a Lackey to your hand. So obviously you want to play this in one of the evil Lackey classes. Of the 4 Lackey classes, you gotta think about which one of those is most controlling and which one of those you would most want to put Lackeys in and like play them on turn 10. You play the Erkh, you play a Lackey, and then you play repeated Lackeys, and you generate a total of net 5 cards because you play Erkh and you play a Lackey. So it's like Grand Lackey Erkh when you play it in the perfect condition at 10. You generate 6 Lackeys, but it's a net gain of 5 Lackeys because you already have a Lackey that you play. But you do get the effect on it. It's a lot of value, but is that to win more? And also, is that practical? For you to actually do that, you would need an empty board because you play Grand Lackey Erkh and you play 6 Lackeys, and that's your full 7 board. Can you afford to do that on turn 10? You'd only be able to do that if you were under no pressure at all. So in a way, that seems like a win more card. Sure, you get the effects of the Lackeys, but those are relatively minor, especially on turn 10. There's also another problem. What if you get the Lackey that summons another 2-cost? Then that's 1 less space to play a Lackey. There's also another problem. What if you repeatedly get Lackeys that add cards to your hand, then you run out of hand size, and then you can't play any Lackeys, otherwise you would overdraw? Clearly, you want to play this in a deck that plans to generate value, so it has to be in a control deck which somehow doesn't have that many cards on turn 10, which is tough to plan for. And we know that Glinda plus Lackeys didn't see any play. That was in Warlock, and that deck could have put in Tekon. Now the question is, will you put in Grand Lackey Erkh when it's Glinda minus 2 mana cost? Minus 2 mana cost is pretty good. And when all of your Lackeys are 4/4s, that suddenly looks a lot more interesting. So Grand Lackey Erkh, maybe? Maybe. Highest chance of being run in a Tekon handlock deck. Aeon Reaver. 6 mana 4/4 Priest Dragon. Battle Cry, deal damage to a minion equal to its attack. If you're really generous with the reading of this card, 6 mana 4/4 kill a guy, that's pretty good. Now you're not guaranteed to kill the guy, but usually you kill the guy. Also, being a dragon is a big deal. Priest was looking for a few more dragons to round out its dragon package. Maybe now we get to see a dragon priest. Attaching a 4/4 dragon to removal is pretty sweet. And maybe a dragon priest is kind of a value deck. And you know, I was joking earlier about there being 4 evil classes. There's 5. Maybe this is part of the value generation of Priest where you put in the Lackey generators and then you put in Grand Lackey Erkh and you actually, try to fight for the board, you gain some tempo. Grand Lackey Erkh gives you some sort of flexibility in when you want to play Erkh and a bunch of Lackeys. Maybe? Next card, Winged Guardian. For Druid, 7 mana 6/8 Taunt, Reborn, can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Beast, by the way. When you look at this card, if you're of the Timmy variety, the player who really likes big minions, you look at this and you just salivate. It's like, wow, that's a lot of stats. That's a lot of cool abilities. It's Sogoth, except it costs 7 mana, and you add an attack and subtract the health, but you gain back the health at minimum with the Reborn. But yes, you absolutely needed to power creep Sogoth a lot. Sogoth sucked. Sogoth would not be run at 7 mana. So the question is, would Winged Guardian be run? If you embiggen Winged Guardian, and then you Predatory Instincts out Winged Guardian, 8/20 with Taunt and can't be targeted by spells or hero powers, that's huge! Is that deck actually good, or is it a meme? Well, I mean, the Embiggen Druid, you typically need a bunch of dragons in it. Do you fit in the whole beast package? Ooh, do you just put this in it? I don't know if it's good enough. This card looks really good. I'm not sure about if it's really good. It seems good, but I don't know if it's practical. And Air Raid. Paladin 2 mana spell, twin spell, Summon 2/1/1 Silverhand recruits with taunt. The Lost in the Jungle was really good. Air Raid lets you play Lost in the Jungle, but tax on an extra mana for Twin Spell, plus the Silverhand recruits have taunt. Is that good? In the past, cards that add 1 mana and add Twin Spell have tended to be good. Freezing Potion with 1 mana became Ray of Frost, which is pretty widely run. Moonfire with Twin Spell became Rapid Fire, which is played in Face Hunter right now. Different classes, but the point is there. So therefore, when you consider Lost in the Jungle a great 1 mana spell, adding Twin Spell and 1 mana, in theory, should make this card an excellent card. Potential problems would be, well, there's no Silverhand synergy right now. Stand Against Darkness was played, but you had the synergies of Crystal Lion and Level Up with it. And it's called Dude Paladin. Air Raid looks great compared to Stand Against Darkness. You have your option of summoning 4 mana for 4/1/1s. You have your option of 2 mana for 2/1/1s. But they also have taunt. 2/1/1s with taunt are really annoying. And being able to do that twice is really good. Might even be good enough to put in a stall deck like Shirvala Holy Wrath. Might be good to follow up your Brazen Zealot. Might be good to protect your Sanctuary. Potential for a lot of things. Aggro decks, mid-range decks, combo decks. As a mid-range Paladin player, I am anxiously awaiting to see if there's Silverhand Recruit synergy out there. One of my favorite archetypes. The existence of a good card of that will make Air Raid really, really good.